Hey everyone, it's Brody from Everything Board Games. I have Heroes of Tenefyr here from Broken Mill Games, which is a type of deck builder dungeon crawler. Very basic in the deck building, so this is perfect for any beginners out there. Anyways, you are all going to decide on which character to be, as I have picked out 3 characters here. But the other character that I did not choose is the Bard. And you are going to make your deck, which consists of 6 0 or miss cards and 6 1 power cards, which is a hit for 1, and then a special power card of that type that it matches the character that you are. So each person kind of has a special ability, and you are going to shuffle your deck. And when it's your turn, you are going to pull out 3 cards and see, what you get. So before then, you are a co-op team here. So you are all working together to be able to defeat the boss, you could call it, which I have chosen over here. There are different bosses that you can go against: Stone Titan, Chaos Dragon, the Spider Queen, or the Dark Lord. And I picked the Dark Lord, which as well has 4 cards, as well as each dungeon level. These are all 1 levels, 2s, 3s, 4s, and 5s, so you can progressively get harder characters to fight, which in turn will give you better loot, and the loot will be added to your deck, and you will be able to use that to progress and do better and get better cards in your deck, and to be able to defeat the Dark Lord. If you defeat the Dark Lord, then you will win the game. If you don't, then you will lose. You will attack or go against the Dark Lord or the boss here whenever this marker gets all the way down to this skull here. And so you can set your level here. Let's just do normal, but this pawn will get moved up a space or 2 depending on if you're going to leave a dungeon. So you're going to decide first where to go. Well, at the very beginning, you're not that powerful, so of course it's recommended to go with these level 1 dungeons, but you could go wherever you would like. And you are going to start attacking whoever you see here on top. Now, sorry, only the first card should be shown. The other should be face down so that you can't see who's after that. And I don't think I did that on some of these, but I'm just going to show you how it works. And if you ever voluntarily leave this dungeon without completing and getting rid of all 4 of these characters, then this will go up 1. So you might want to voluntarily leave the dungeon to reset your deck. So that's the only way you reset your deck. If you get defeated by one of these characters, then this will go up twice. So that's another reason why you might voluntarily want to leave, because if you just get defeated, then it's going to go up even quicker. And depending on your player count will be the level that you need to get to defeat whoever you're going against. So let's say we're going to decide we're going to attack here. We're 3 players here, and so we need 3. So this first player is going to go first. They're going to draw 3 cards, and they're going to look at them. They can keep these cards, or they can discard them and draw 3 new ones. But remember, if they're going to discard them, they're going to go through their deck more, and they might have to leave the dungeon. So this character decides that they're just gonna stay with that. They'll play them one at a time. At the beginning of the game, it's very easy to just play them all at once, but later on in the game, you're gonna get some of these loot cards and everything that's gonna make it a little bit differently. So the rule is that you play 1 each time and do what it says. So we're at 1 and we need 3. So this player's now gonna go. They're gonna draw 3. Well, look at that. They did pretty well. They got all 1 cards. So they're going to play 1, 2, 3. And this is enough to defeat this character here, the Kobold Trickster. And I forgot to say, every time you are attacking one of these, you need to make sure you read. So, and I did not do that. So at the start of combat, and the starting player shuffles 2 basic 0 cards from their discard pile into their deck. Okay, well, we didn't have any in our discard pile, so it didn't matter for this one. But you need to make sure you read who you're attacking and do what it says, and sometimes it's after the fact as well. So they got defeated the right way. It was the end of the thief's turn, and so they will collect this and place it in their discard pile with all these, and it'll get turned around. As you can see on the bottom are all different cards that show this yellowish print here, and this card is going to say you may remove a card from your discard pile. And so this is going to help them thin their deck to get rid of cards that they might not want. That's going to go in their discard now. And they are going to decide now if they want to keep on going in the dungeon and flip over this next card, or if they want to leave. If they voluntarily leave, this is going to go up. Well, you know, they all have a lot of cards. And this player hasn't even gone yet. So let's go and see who's next in this dungeon here. Oh, slime. Okay. The worst thing about slimes is the mess they leave on your boot. There is no other text, so we are going to have to attack 4. And so now this player is going to start. And when you are attacking one of these characters here, everyone has only 1 turn. So if the thief wasn't able to defeat the kobold, then the cleric would almost have to, or else you get defeated. But now the cleric is going to start, so they each now will have 1 chance. He's going to do his 3 cards, 0, 0, and 1. So does he keep it, or does he start again? He's just going to keep it because he's got 2 players after him that are going to be going, and hopefully they can do something. So now it's going to go back to the barbarian, draw 3 cards. Oh, and look at that. 3 plus the 1, that's 4 right there. And so they got lucky again. They're going to place these all in their discard. And since it was the barbarian that defeated, this will go over to their discard. And it says recover. Choose a card from your discard pile and put it into your hand. So a helpful card, not anything amazing, but now they got to decide, are they going to keep on going? Well, they got 2 more. I think they can do it. Plus, they all still have their abilities. Let's keep on going. More slime. All right, so now it's the thief going to go first. 1, 2, 3. All right, so they have their skill card, so of course they're going to want to keep this. The thief can discard 1 card from their hand to take 1 random dungeon card from the reserve of the same dungeon level. So they are going to discard this 0 basic card. So discard it from their hand and take, and so we know that we're on a level 1 here, so that's why the reserve. All these have 4 of each level, and all the remaining come up here. So you can see how many more cards of each level can change your game each time you play this. But he's going to be able to get this card and place it in his discard area. And so he'll get that later. And so that adds a 1 attack. So we're at a 1. It's now the cleric. 1, 2, 3. Okay, we need 4. What does the cleric do? Each player may shuffle up to 2 cards from their discard pile into their deck. Ooh, that's going to be really good. But if they do that, then this is another 1, and then the barbarian is going to have to get 2 hits. And we know, if we look back, they've already played 1, 2, 3, 4 of their 1 cards. So they only have 2 left to be able to defeat this slime. So I don't know if this is going to be something we want to do to keep on going. So I think we're going to discard those and draw 3 more. All right. And so we got 3 hits plus the 1, that's 4. So we defeat, and I'm sorry for not using, his ability, but I feel like it was the right thing to do. He defeated the slime, and they have one more to go through, so it's the barbarian gonna go first. I say let's do it. They still have some cards here. It is this orc. Oh, and it's a 5. So 1, 2, 3. Let's see. If you are the barbarian, you may draw 3 extra cards. So they're gonna play that. 1, 2, and 3. So they have 2 of the 5. So now they're gonna go. It's the thief's turn. 1, 2, 3. Ooh, they got all zeros, so they're gonna discard and they're gonna draw 3 more. 1, 2, 3. And they got 2 more. So what was this? 2, 4. So the cleric needs to get 1 hit. 1, 2, 3. Oh, and just barely they get it. So he's going to defeat this. He gets this, which is a quick strike, adds it to his loot. And whenever you clear a dungeon, you will get the reward that's underneath it. So some of these are different, but let's read what this one says. Each player chooses 1. So everyone is going to choose. It could be the same or different, but every player gets to choose which one they want to do. So they can remove up to 2 cards of their choice from their deck, or they can give 1 card from their deck to another player. So the barbarian recovered. They didn't really get anything that might benefit another player. They're going to take 2 of these out of their deck, and I think that's what everyone's going to do. Everyone's gonna just discard 2, and they used this reward. Now, since they are done with that dungeon, they still have to move up 1 because they are voluntarily leaving because they've defeated it. Now, they all reset their decks and shuffle them up. They have some more cards that's going to make their deck a little bit stronger, and now they can decide, do they want to go after the other level 1 dungeon or maybe go after a 2. Anyways, you're going to keep on doing that until, again, this goes down to the level. You will be able to get some great rewards with these bigger ones, and some of them might not be each player chooses 1, but choose 1 together. And so this one says, in the next combat, each player gets +2 power at the start of their turn, or remove 2 dungeon cards from one player's deck to move the boss token 1 step backwards. So that might make it so you can go through the dungeons longer to get better cards, so that when you face the Dark Lord, you have better cards and can do better. Or do you just make it easier for when you go through, maybe, hey, let's go to a level 5 because, we're going to get +2 power at the start of our turns. That might help us defeat something and get something good going through that dungeon. So there are great choices to be made in the game of what you should do, what cards you should have, and who you should give them to, because this is a co-op game, and you might get a card that is way better for someone else to have, and sometimes you might be able to have cards that you can help each other out with, and you work together to be able to kill all these guys and eventually trigger to face the boss, and hopefully you have made your deck worth it with some good loot to be able to face the boss and to be able to defeat him. Again, if you all defeat him, you all win. If he defeats you and it might get triggered, maybe you didn't do well going through these dungeons and you don't have any good cards in here, you're still going to face him and you're just not going to be able to do well. And if he beats you, then you all lose. This is a great introduction to a deck builder. You're drawing 3 cards, then there's different cards as you go through this that will manipulate how you do things, change things, and kind of bend the rules. You just need to make sure that you are reading your cards for each character that you're going against to obey that rule, and to also remember to play your cards in turn order, because some cards make you discard a card, and if you've already played it, well, then you can't discard it. And so you need to make sure that you play them in the order. So if you play one that says discard a card, you have to keep one in your hand to discard to be able to play that card. Again, this is Heroes of Tenefyr, a cooperative deck building game by Broken Mill Games. If you like what you see, then go back it.